Hello, today I'm going to show you how to do a graded wash. We're going to actually tear a piece of your watercolor paper out of your sketch pad, and you need to tape it all the way around with masking tape. You can tape it directly to the table, or if you have a board, you can tape it to that. Next up, we need to get the entire surface wet with clean water. So take your larger brush, make sure it's nice and clean, pick up some clean water, and just paint it all the way across your paper. The idea is to let the water soak in, get the paper damp, so that it's very receptive to the paint that we put on there, and it should go on nice and smoothly. Okay, once you have water over the entire surface, the next thing you need to do is to mix up your paints. I'm going to work from a red and I'm going to let it fade into an orange. So I want to get these colors ready to go. So I'm going to pick up clean water and drop about 4 brush loads of water onto each color before I start stirring. Okay, so the red's ready to go. I'll drop it onto the orange as well. I'm stirring into the red at this point. And I want to have plenty of paint mixed up so that when I start painting out on my painting, I don't run out before I get to the end. Okay, it looks like that should be enough right there. Maybe just a bit more. Pull all of that out. Okay, next up, I'll do the same thing but with the orange. Put that out here. Almost there. Okay, so once you have your colors mixed up, the next thing that you want to do is to make sure that your paper is not dry or not too wet. As I look at my paper right now, I can see that it looks like it's a little bit too dry here and a little bit too wet over here. So I'm going to start by just adding a bit more. I need to clean out my brush and add a bit more clean water just to that dry spot right there. Next, I want to take some paper towel and blot the extra water. I don't want it to be super lakey and wet. I don't want it to look like a giant puddle of water, but it still should be pretty damp across the surface. Okay, so I'm going to start with my red paint. I'm going to grab just a little bit more so it's nice and strong, and I'm just going to paint this across the top, back and forth. Okay. And as I move down, it should start getting lighter and lighter. It looks like I'm starting to get just a little bit of dragging, so I'm going to add some water in here. By dragging, I mean I'm getting a bit of a texture, which means it's a little bit too dry. Okay, here we go. Back and forth, and you can see that it's starting to fade out. I'm just going to dip my brush in water and add a bit more. And it's graded down to a lighter value. So this would be nice for a sky if you're trying to do that. Darker at the top, fading lighter as you go down. Okay, now I wanted to drag it into another color, so I'm going to start with my strong orange at the bottom, down here, and quickly drag up. I need to add some more water to that edge, so I'm just going to grab a teeny bit of clean water and let that fade right up into it, like that. And that is a graded wash. Be careful at this point. You don't want to go back in and touch your painting with lots of wet water, because then you could get a back run. Try to keep it as smooth as possible.